In order to record music, we gotta make sure that the sound coming in is loud enough, and we achieve that through the use of an amplifier, which is comprised of an input and an output controller. The input controller is known as gain, and it will dictate the amount of volume inside of the system and how loud it will get before it hits the output stage. The harder we push the gain, the louder our signal becomes. For as long as our signal doesn't trespasses the gain limits, it will preserve its qualities and it's gonna be considered a clean signal. The thing is that if we keep cranking up the gain, we're gonna be getting closer, if not surpassing those limits, thus creating overdrive or saturation. That's known as clipping. The space between our clean signal and the limits is known as headroom. And depending on the design of our circuit, we will have different ways for that clipping to take place. When only one of the poles of our signal is clipped, that's known as an asymmetric clipping system. And those are commonly found on tube-driven amplifiers, giving us a warm and kinda colorful tone. In contrast, symmetrical clipping means that both of our poles are gonna be clipped equally. This results in a much more dissonant tone, but it's extremely musical because it creates much more harmonics. More on that later. Since clipping is altering the shape of our waveform, depending on how the circuit is designed, we can have soft or hard clipping. And as the name implies, soft clipping will give us a much more gentle sound, but also it's gonna preserve much more of the qualities of the sound before the clipping. In contrast, hard clipping is gonna distort the sound so much that it's gonna turn it into something completely different. Both of those are dependent on the amount of gain or how loud the signal comes in.